Welcome back to KARK 4 News at 4. I'm joined now by Claire Brown for today's Power Women segment, and we've been talking about the anniversary of 9/11 all day today. Today is Patriot Day. You may not know that that's actually the name of the day that we celebrate today. So Claire, tell us a little bit about Patriot Day and what does that mean for us?
Right. Well, I think about 9/11 and the events, and I think we all know where we were when that occurred. But then if you think about the emotions and the things that came afterwards and the patriotism that we saw across the country, and that's what we want to reignite now, all these years later. And Patriot Day is a day of service to hopefully show our patriotism and what that looks like.
Yeah, I like how you said it's a day of kind of coming together as a nation and uniting. So you mentioned service. So what are the best ways to remember Patriot Day? And then are there certain organizations you would recommend people reach out to?
Right. And so there's a wonderful hashtag on social media, especially on Twitter right now, that you can follow. That's hashtag I will for 911 day or I will for 911 day. And then people are posting what they're doing that shows patriotism, that shows service. And so all these things across the country, just like we did post 9/11, which is so inspiring. It's so amazing. And then if you think about it, what if we all did something for someone that was patriotic, that was service oriented, one day a year?
Yeah.
What would the world look like? How are we showing our children that? And so there is an organization that is promoting this. It has clips and packages for teachers so we can help educate our children. It reminds me of so many other events that have been catalysts in our country that we didn't experience because we weren't born yet. And then how we can now teach our children all these things. And a few years ago, I was really grateful that when I took my children to New York City, we took the time to visit the 9/11 Memorial Museum, teaching these things, opening the conversations, and then being able to create a tangible experience has really created the impact and emotional impact that it has around the event.
Yeah.
And so being able to do that with your kids, with your coworkers, we can't just allow this to become another day.
Yes, exactly. And I think it's interesting, like you said, with bringing your kids to the museum, because we're at a point now where future generations, they either weren't alive during 9/11 or they don't remember. For example, I'm not going to date myself, but my brother was born in 2000. He was 1 when this happened. So for him, it's not something he even thinks about. He's kind of learning from it secondhand. Yeah, so.
And for so many of us that, I will date myself, I was very much alive. I was in college, and I remember the day. I mean, so many of us that were, alive, we remember not only where we were, we remember our emotions, we remember the days after, we remember so much. We remember our first flight that we went on afterwards, and then what that felt like and the impact. And it can be triggering for some people, but then how are you turning that into good?
Yeah. I love that.
And that's Patriot Day.
It is. It's a way to be a patriot today. Well, Claire, thank you so much for those words of advice. I think certainly today it kind of holds a new meaning.
There's a website that does all this for you, and it's linked to our website as well.
Perfect. Okay, so head to KARK.com to learn more. Thank you again.